Hey, Marios, how's it going? Sharing in Telegram. Awesome. Thanks, bro. Got a update going on today, so we're about to figure out what that's all about. What's up, folks? What's up, Bear Claw? How's it going, bro? Just gonna get an update from Sam and everybody in about 8 minutes. Get an Evergrow update. It's always nice to get an Evergrow update. It's starting to get a little chilly. I'm in Oklahoma. It's starting to get a little chilly. But yeah, excited for the Evergrow update. I know that we released Luna Sky, and they're working on improving it, making it better. So a lot of exciting stuff. You've been busy recently. Hey, what's up, Beach Life? I haven't. I meant late recently. Yeah, I've been posting a lot, and I have like a lot of different things that I want to do and work on. So a lot of exciting things going. A lot of exciting things are about to happen on my end, as far as everything that I'm covering and everything. Good, good. Happened to be available and saw the AMA notice. Jumped in. Awesome, man. Yeah, starts in about 7 minutes. I'm thinking about making my own NFTs. So that might be something that I work on, and there will be not just a really cool NFT for people who want to support me, but it also will be like what I'm considering probably an investment, where the potential to make a lot of money off that NFT apart from the NFT itself is there. So it's a really cool idea, and I haven't really said anything publicly about that, but I just have the idea in my head of how I want it to go. So I'm going to be working on that. Still have the idea for a project that I think the tokenomics could be really cool. So I'm going to look at some more options with that, just because it would be a new type of very cool, useful project. So I might look further into the project. So a lot of exciting stuff. I actually am going to be covering some new projects very soon. I'm working on videos for them already. In the meantime, we're just trying to get Luna Sky looking good. So the reason I bring up the NFT line, that if I do an NFT line, like obviously I'm going to be broadcasting that to my whoever it is that's interested in me. May not be that many people, I don't know, but it'll be on Luna Sky. So it'll be bringing more attention to Luna Sky as well for people who maybe like follow me and are into my vibe, I guess, but they're not yet in Luna Sky. So huge potential there. Nice, it's appreciated. Good, good. Happen to be available. So the AMA. Hey, CC, you've been putting out great content exposing SafeMoon. Be sure to let people know it's not the same as OG SafeMoon. Thank you, Dangerous. Yeah, I mean it's just an idea. I mean I could have went forward with it, but just trying to do it the best way possible is all. And for a while I decided that it wasn't a good idea, but I'm starting to think that there could be a context in which it's a good idea. But yeah, I'm really excited about all these things, especially NFTs. NFTs are really cool, and I think that I could come up with a really cool line of NFTs that aren't just like a really cool image that you'd want to have, but the potential utility for that NFT to just holding that NFT could turn out to be a great investment, not even considering the value of the NFT. So I'm pretty excited about that. And the only reason I do talk about that here is, like I said, definitely be using that to bring more attention to Luna Sky. There's really just a couple things that I would want for that, which would be because Luna Sky had the Evergrow man, and I think those are still selling, and there's still the potential that every Evergrow man you hold, you have a potential to win 50K, right? And or a Tesla, but most people are, I think, just going to say, hey, I'll just take the 50K. And obviously we all want to win. There's not a single person that owns an Evergrow man that doesn't want to win 50K. But The loot box. I really like that loot box function of like you don't know what you're gonna get. It could be rare, and the rare ones, have like a more higher value attached to them. So that's pretty cool. Um, and yeah, I really like that function. So as soon as Luna Sky has that, and as soon as I get the NFT line done, then it'll be a cool way to bring more attention to Luna Sky, as well as uh, put out some NFTs that actually might have some cool value attached to it, in my opinion. Because most of the time you get an NFT and it might have some airdrops or something associated with it, but this one is quite interesting. I got about 3 minutes before it's about to start, and we'll be jumping into that space. I don't know how many people they're letting up or whatnot, but if you have a question, I could possibly try to go up, or you can just go into the Twitter space and try to go up. It starts in 3 minutes. We'll check it out. After all, you brought me to EGC back in the day. Best move all year. Awesome, Bear. Yeah, awesome. I'm glad that you were able to get into a good project. Um, and I will be talking about, like, I haven't fully come out and talked about any project, so the one I will be talking about one soon. We got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 'You think we're close to Crater launch, or maybe not till 2023? Crater, I think definitely Crater's a 2023 scenario, in my opinion. But they might address that today, so they'll be going live. Let's see, they should be going live any minute now, and I'll just be sitting here listening with you guys. 2 minutes, about 2 minutes left. Okay, thanks. Hey, what's up, John? How's it going, man? I think what's really important is like the dev team. Like, right, when it comes to utilities, the dev team, it's all on the dev team, where it's all on these guys to make something. And then it comes to like marketing, right? And it comes to like the marketing team, whoever's in charge of marketing, and the community, as much as they can help push that out. So the weight of the future of the project, if it's dependent on profit from utilities, which I think after the pump part and then the dump, which every project naturally sees, it's a natural part, then in order for that J curve to happen, something has to bring mass attention to the idea that this project is going to go up a lot, right? That you have to anticipate that the price is going to go up a lot. That's when people jump in. So I think that's a lot harder to create after, um, like after the like pump dump part of the most every project. It happens and it's rare, and you never know like where the dump is actually at, because sometimes it'll look like it dumps and then it goes past all-time high, just like Bitcoin. Mitch, thanks for the dollar, man. I really appreciate that. They won't rush Crater considering the bear market. Yeah, bro, they said Crater in Q1 2022. They absolutely lied to us. It's SafeMoon 2.0. No, I wouldn't say that. Far from SafeMoon. Yeah. All right, they should be live. Let me see. Yeah, they're not live for me. Oh, there it goes. 2 in the space. Okay, they just went live. Let's get on in there, and I got to make sure I have the Twitter spaces on my computer. They come through really quiet, so I have to like put some like extra filters on there and just blast it so that we can hear it on the YouTube side of things.
Hello, everybody. This is Evergrow Paul speaking. Just give me a minute. Let me get people up here, and then we'll get started. All right. Make sure I got everyone up here. Okay, 1 second.
Hey everyone, can you
Sam,
hear
you
me
there?
okay?
Yeah, there you go, Sam. Sorry, I'm just trying to get people up here.
Great. Let's if anyone listening in wants to just retweet the spaces so that we can get as many people on as possible, that'd be appreciated.
Hey, Cody, you there?
Well, 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 here we are. Hello, everybody. Mr. Cody Black here. Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Good, good. I was trying to get you up as a co-host, but it wasn't allowing me to press the button. I think Twitter. Here we go. Cody, Twitter was having another one of those
Well,
bugs. Here we go. I'm gonna invite you right now. It
that
was having a bug earlier.
that is, I'm perfectly fine with being a speaker. It's
No,
just
it's all good.
verbiage.
Go ahead.
Sam, how are you doing?
You should have it there now.
I'm very good, Mr. Black, the voice of Evergrow, the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh my
I
goodness.
just like listening. I just
The
like listening to
man,
this
the
first
man. That's
two
all he
minutes. So
is.
no, he's a legend. I love the bit where you say hi and you give shout outs to everybody. So I'm just going to be quiet for a few minutes and let you do your thing, man.
Yes, I'm very excited to see all of these people. Hey, everybody, we all are very excited to see y'all, as always. Of course, the staff, the friends, the family, the community. Just right off the bat, let's just scroll through, pick some people. Sassy Lassie,
I
my
see
friend. Hey,
EGC fam, EGC fam. I see them.
EGC fam. I want to say a special hello to Mr. CWP underscore crypto. There he is. Hey, I remember you coming up last time, and it was great. So glad to see you here. Let's keep
It was
going.
great.
Violet. Hey, EGC. No, I'm gonna pick some names that I don't know because I think that's important. John Keith. I don't know you. Your profile picture is Kermit the Frog. I think that's cool. I love it.
We got Trail
What is
South.
go?
He's one of our moderators in there. He's very important.
Yeah,
Hyperbeam is in here.
Guys, you know
yeah.
what's
Hey,
really,
and I.
really cool is seeing all the Evergrow Mount NFT profile pictures. It's crazy, like how many I can see
Oh yeah.
in this little group. It's amazing to think that we've sold, all of those, and the sales are carrying on. It's pretty exciting.
Absolutely. I was just about to say something similar to that about how there are so many people I recognize from just conversing through the Luna Sky DMs and a lot of, the creators in here. So, um, couple shout outs to some of them. Now, some of your names are really cool and I can't pronounce them, so I might spell them like at SNEJKZCZ, Snedge Jixes. Hey,
Hey,
great to see you. I
if,
love your art.
Cody, if you need anyone to mispronounce names, just give them to me, and I'll mispronounce them immediately.
I will give
So,
them to you, good sir. Our old and very wise friend, Mr. Thomas Tomras Six. Hey, good to see you always. Crypto JV, our very good friends, always. Yeah, all the
also,
Everman profile pics, super cool.
shout out to Crypto Control. I believe he is streaming this on his YouTube channel. So just in case you're having problems or a friend you want to that doesn't get on Twitter, you can go to his channel. I think it's on Crypto Dreams or Crypto Control, and he is streaming this live.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. CC. Good to see you. Of course, the staff, Rockets, Sassy Lassie, we said EGC fam, Nicola, Trail South, just repeating some names, Gem Hawk. And somewhere out there in the mithril, the legendary Mr. CP Doge. He's out there. He's watching.
He's probably working.
Everybody,
That's what he's doing.
he's probably working, but he's watching and he's listening. And I want to see some different colored hearts and hands and stuff flying around emoji wise. So why am I not seeing a lot of emojis, y'all? Throw them up. What do y'all got? Come on. There's mine. You know which one's mine. My little fable.
Hey, Cody, you know what I was thinking earlier, and Sam might not like me for this, but we have Evergrow men out there. I want to see when you really get going with the NFT marketplace, if someone can make like an Evergrow Sam, like a cartoon like character. I know we've already had cartoon characters, but like a really in depth Evergrow Sam. I want to see who can make the best one. You know what I mean? I think we can kind of put it as like
I
a
remember sharing
Yeah,
a pretty funny one of me. But you know,
that
let's
was funny.
let's not waste too much time on that.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I try not to.
We don't want to ruin the whole thing after all this success.
No, we don't. But people love that. People love making stuff of you, and I like kind of putting it out there to the people because I love seeing their artwork and stuff. And Sam, you actually sent you some stuff that actually been on Luna Sky that has been stuff about you and about the team and stuff, and I think it's great. And I can't wait to put. I'm actually going to have some stuff being put on there, and all my stuff I'll be putting on. It'll be completely go to buy back and burn. It'll be stuff from the early Evergrow days. I'm going to put stuff on there from the first message on Discord to the first message on Telegram, on Twitter, just kind of like the little kind of stuff. I don't know if it'll go for anything, but it'll go back to buyback and burn. Why not? I'll do that later when V2 comes out, but I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, it sounds
Yeah,
great. I
sounds
mean,
great.
Lunar
Yeah,
Sky is
awesome.
about.
So, I mean, we'll go through a couple of things today, everybody. Just to, yeah, go ahead. Oh, did we lose him?
No, I'm here, man. I just there's a bit of a
May have
lag. I
lost
just
some
wanted you
audio
to carry
there.
on.
Well, oh, oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Nah, Cody, there's like a really big lag. So why don't you continue, then Sam will go, then I will go. So go ahead.
No problem. I was just going to welcome everybody once again. Just a quick synopsis rundown of what the AMA is going to be about. We'll go through a couple of topics. Obviously, Sam will give some updates about some things. Paul's actually going to talk a little bit about the V2 features and some improvements. If there are any questions, of course, we all will be here to help answer them. And we could take it from there, okay?
Perfect. So I guess it's over to me. I think there might be a slight delay from my end. So I will try to pause before I speak when we get into the questions, etc. So I think I'm the warm-up act for Elon Musk today because the Tesla investor call is later. I suspect we have a similar number of people tuning in. So let's dive straight into it. We tend to want to keep these meetings strictly down to an hour, and it's most important that we answer your questions rather than us just talk on for ages, because we do believe in the original idea of an AMA being ask me anything. So you guys are our bosses, you're the investors, so we're here to whoever's got their microphone unmuted, just mute it so we don't have any noises in the background. So let's talk one sort of step at a time. We'll start with budget, which is incredibly good. So we've basically not really touched any of the Lucro raise. So as with anything, we've shared that wallet address. People can monitor it. So after we sent liquidity, etc., we have a little over 1.6 million locked safely in BUSD. So it's not tied to BNB. That's obviously there when we need it. I think since Lucro, we spent around 100K on wages, development, and other expenses. We have over 2,000 BNB in the main marketing wallet. Again, these links are shareable. We're always very open about our finances. People can ask us what we've spent money on, etc., etc. So that's about 600K or maybe a little bit lower at today's BNB price. If you recall, a few months ago when BNB was over 300, I converted about $100,000 into BNB, so we wouldn't have to be spending BNB while price was down. So that worked out well for us. So we haven't had to touch our BNB. It's actually grown since our last AMA. So that's good news. In a bear market with an indefinite endpoint, the most important thing is that your project is well funded. And I'll be honest, I am not even complacent today, even though we are in such a strong position. When I spend your money, I treat it like it was my mother's pension. And as a lot of people now know, I spent many years of my career looking after other people's money, and I take that same responsibility into Evergrow. Ensuring there's always transparency, ensuring I'm very, very careful about spending your money, managing a cash flow. This is the most important part of a business, particularly in this kind of market. And we know, it's frustrated holders. When I was saying back in January, I've got a funny feeling this market's not going to carry on going up, and I don't want us to be just spending loads of money on billboards and things like this. A lot of people question that decision. And we are now, I think, probably the healthiest project in DeFi right now in terms of our our roadmap and our funding. So I'm very pleased with that. But at the same time, the team will attest to the fact that I penny pinch on everything within reason. We are happy to pay for quality, but we are not in a position now, even though we're well funded, where we can afford to get complacent. So that's the budget overview. I'm very happy about it. We're doing a good job as a team to still keep costs modest. Let's talk about Lucro briefly. First two integrations are underway. So Lucro will be live on the V2 update for Lunar Sky. We don't know the exact date on that. Someone said to me, "Oh, will this be like 2023?" No, absolutely won't be 2023. It will be soon. We don't like to tell you exactly dates until we are very firm on them. We've made lots of mistakes with that in the past. Development is challenging, but certainly not going to be too far off, so you won't have to wait too long for that. So people will be able to list and buy their NFTs in a Lucro, which is pretty exciting. It's been the first use case for the coin. The coin's obviously, I can't really say a low price right now because that would be deemed as investment advice, but it's certainly at a lower price right now for a coin that is going to be integrated into a real world utility very shortly. So I believe there's good value there in Lucro. I'm pretty excited about the fact that Lucro will be a viable, usable ecosystem token in a very short amount of time. And with that, the abstract, obviously, integration is underway, and Lucro will be live on that once the Lunar Sky integration goes live, for example. That'll be the first place where Lucro is spendable within the abstract. That's just the first of many stages we're working on with the abstract. Briefly on the abstract, I'm not going to overdo it on their project updates, but I would definitely recommend that you follow the abstract and that as best as possible you keep up to date with their news, because it's very exciting. Remember, we are in a very strong partnership with the abstract, so anything that goes well for them will ultimately go well for us. The concept of Lunar Sky in the abstract has really evolved. We've thought about this. We had a really good meeting with the abstract team. We agreed, that the art gallery concept was a little bit dull, a little bit cliched, underwhelming. So what we're doing is we're building a more appropriate experience for Lunar Sky. It's going to tie in with the V2 design. So Lunar Sky V2, which will be coming out soon, is going to be a major design upgrade as well. I don't want to leak too much information about that, but I think once you see Lunar Sky 2 come out, people will start to get an idea of where we want to go with the abstract. We work with their designers and architects to build something that's pretty exciting. It'll be, I believe, the first and most sort of interactive NFT marketplace. Everything that you can do on Lunar Sky. We'll be not calling it V2, once it's live. We're calling it V2 now, so you guys understand that we're in a beta at the moment, and V2 will be the live Lunar Sky, which will obviously be continued to be improved and developed. But we intend for V2 to be a very impressive, ready-made product when it comes out, and everything that you can do on Lunar Sky V2, or just Lunar Sky as it will be known by then, you'll be able to do in an incredibly rich environment on the abstract. So you'll be able to visit there, browse NFTs, search for categories and things like that, but it's going to be a completely new thing. Now, the idea behind this, as much as I'd love to tell you what it's going to look like, I'm not going to right now, but the idea behind this is as much about publicity as it is about anything else. If we can create a lot of buzz around the first kind of true metaverse marketplace, that will allow us to get a lot of traffic to Lunar Sky, 2D. Let's call it Lunar Sky VR and Lunar Sky sort of 2D, the normal website version of Lunar Sky. Now, just the buzz alone of people in the metaverse with their Oculus headsets, as an example, although it will be available on desktop as well, without headsets. But just being able to walk into this experience that we're creating and to be able to search and browse for NFTs is about the buzz and the publicity as much as anything else. It's going to be a pretty cool, exciting way. Now, we know not everybody in the world has Oculus, but this is newsworthy stuff. And when you create newsworthy stuff, you bring a lot of users to your original platform as well, which is obviously the idea. We need to be at a stage where we can actually start building Lunar Sky. Let's talk about Lunar Sky V1 then, the beta that we're in at the moment. This was launched within our community only. There was no adverts. We've activated no partnerships, influencers, etc. So this is an Evergrow family public beta. There were lots of bugs on launches. We're aware of that. We learned lots of lessons from that. We've fixed pretty much 95% of the issues on V1. It's being used and enjoyed within our community. But there's an important point I want to make. We actively asked Lunar Sky users not to really go outside the Evergrow community during beta. Beta is a very important stage where you kind of see what you need to improve, you get feedback, and then once you're out of beta, that's when you can launch a product on the wider public. We've actually got lists of hundreds of influencers that we are ready to engage for V2, which have the potential to effectively reach millions of people. But we don't want to do that whilst we're in beta, because you only get one chance to impress people. And our Evergrow family are very supportive. They're understanding. They've been incredibly warm and kind. They love the Lunar Sky experience, but there's no hiding that it's got bugs that needed to be fixed, etc. So in terms of the numbers for beta, although they're not particularly relevant, we have 2,200 active users. I think that's actually pretty great for a beta. It's allowing us to get a wide demographic of feedback so that we can make improvements. Remember, that is the whole point of beta. So a couple of thousand users is actually really great for beta. That's a lot of people, to have from a non-NFT community. We have about 6,000 NFTs listed on the site, not including the Evergrow Man collection. There's been about 1,000 sales from third parties and about 2,800 sales of the Evergrow Man collection. So they're reassuring for me, because this is not an NFT community we're in. We effectively have a very tight Evergrow community beta launch, and we're selling thousands of NFTs. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty impressive. And the most important thing is that this process is going to allow us to create a product that is ready for a major marketing strategy. And also I want to add, we always listen to you guys. We talk about should we burn any Evergrow Man collection that we haven't sold. We always said that the terms of the competition were when the NFTs were sold, we would randomly announce the winner, or we would decide to cut off and burn. So what we're going to do, obviously, when we launch V2, we're going to launch to a much, much wider audience. We can throw, hundreds of thousands of dollars at marketing. We can push with potentially hundreds of influencers. There are real strategies now you can use. You can use macro influencers, micro influencers. A lot of major corporations now are actually using what you call a micro influencer, which is, I believe, someone with kind of an average number of followers between maybe 10,000 to 100,000. Now, if you can engage hundreds of micro influencers, you can reach millions and millions of people for a more efficient spend than if you tried to, say, target someone with 1 million followers. So that's definitely a strategy that we're looking at. Now, how do we make Lunar Sky compete with OpenSea? I'm going to say right out now that our aim is to compete with OpenSea. It's a very ambitious aim, but I think the advantage we have is that we know how to build communities. Okay, we've done a great job building the Evergrow community. We're within pretty much the top 10 projects launched over the last 18 months in terms of building community. Whereas OpenSea isn't really, it's just a means to an end for NFT users. It's not a community. They've not created a community. They're seen as a multi-billion-dollar corporate giant. They're not seen as a part of the team, a part of the gang. So we're already very slowly building and embracing NFT communities within Lunar Sky, but we're doing it on a small scale because Lunar Sky isn't ready to market outside our family. This is the whole point of beta. But what we want to aim for is to build Lunar Sky into the biggest NFT community in the world, and it will be the first multi-chain NFT community as well, which I think is really significant. So we've got specific strategies in place. We've already connected with dozens of influencers, but as I said, we want to build that to hundreds of micro influencers, again, accounts with maybe up to 100,000. The most realistic place to start for any business. You try to, again, get someone with 2 million followers on your first day. If they're worth their reputation, then it's likely they won't agree to that either, and that makes sense. You build up with any business, and I think the micro influencer strategy can help us reach millions of people in a really efficient way. But the critical element right now is we are holding fire, activating relationships. We've made initial contacts, but we're basically saying, look, we don't have the product yet for this. We're just making initial contact. We can't go after OpenSea until we are as good as them, and our aim is to be better than them. And that is the idea the idea of V2. If we're not better than OpenSea, then what can we do? We can't go after them and target their users if we're not better than them. So that's our aim. So once we're satisfied that we are, up there with the competition, that's when we can unleash V2, the marketing stuff that we've been holding back for months. You guys know that the crypto bear market, is a year old in about 2 weeks. So we've had 12 months where, volume trading sentiment has been down, 75 to 95%. So yeah, that has held us back. It has prevented us from spending money where we needed to, but we are moving forwards now with everything. And I don't feel that we're too far off. Again, not investment advice. I don't feel we're too far off the bottoms of all the markets, of the crypto market, of the wider stock market. I believe now is the right time for us to begin moving forward with everything we promised you guys over the last 12 months that unfortunately we had to put on hold. But the truth is, 95% of cryptos fail, okay? You have to have a plan, you have to have a strategy, you have to be prepared to be unpopular sometimes when your community are crying out for you to pay 100 grand for a billboard in Times Square and all of this stuff. And underneath it all that would be a massive waste of their money. It looks great for a week. It's the same with exchanges. We learned a big lesson with exchanges. Exchanges creates hype for about 48 hours, okay, getting an exchange listing, and then you end up paying for it for the next year. So, we've been drawing back from exchanges one at a time, returning that money. You can watch it for yourselves. We've shared the addresses, returning any money that we sent to exchanges back to the marketing wallet, back to the main team wallet in terms of tokens. A lot of money has disappeared in the process. Money that we sent for market making is just not there anymore. Exchanges have their way of filtering money away from projects. I do not believe that there's any major benefits in us listing on any exchanges apart from the top 3 exchanges. I believe pretty much anywhere below the top 3, the volume is very, very questionable, and the benefits versus the cost are just not justified. We've had to learn that lesson as sort of one of the early adopters. It wasn't really until spring last year that projects started getting hyped about exchanges. So yeah, we went along with it, guys. And I've said to you recently that we've looked back, and in hindsight, we've realized it was a mistake. Probably a mistake that we couldn't really know until we look back. But we are now doing our best to not waste your money. I've said at the beginning, we cherish every cent that we get from investors, and we respect that, and we respect that it's your money at the end of the day. We are the guardians. It's our job to spend it properly. So look back to Lunar Sky quickly. I want to pass on to Paul. The aim really is to build up to 50,000 plus users through partnerships as quickly as possible. Once we're at that stage, then we've proved that we're a robust, secure, trusted platform, and then it's at that point where we can start looking beyond. And I'm not saying this disrespectfully, but beyond JPEGs, we have to start where the biggest market is in NFTs right now. And the biggest market in NFTs right now is still selling traditional NFTs and trading them. And that's not going to go away. Look, that's always going to be part of NFTs. It's always really important. But, we want to build real estate partnerships. We want to build ticketing partnerships. We can't do that until we've proved that we're a robust, trusted platform. So we start with the main things that people recognize NFTs from. We build a big community, we build a name for ourselves, and then we can start approaching real estate companies, offering them partnerships to sell properties through real estate. Ticketing is a ridiculously huge potential future market. This is where NFTs are gonna offer the most value going forwards. So this is where we are aiming to get Lunar Sky. Remember, this is just Lunar Sky. This is just one element of our ecosystem. But we treat every element of our ecosystem like we want to build it into a multi-billion-dollar company. That's our aim. Again, I can't give investment advice. I can't say we're going to do it, but there's nothing that we're building that we don't want to make the best in the world and then try to compete with the major social media platforms, the major NFT platforms. That is our aim. That's our goal. We will do our best to fulfill that. So look, that's really me covered in terms of updating on the most important stuff. Obviously, you can ask me questions about other elements of the project once we move into the questions. Just a quick pass on to Paul, because I want Paul to explain a little bit more about what Lunar Sky V2 is about, what it's going to look like. So over to you, Paul.
Thanks, Sam. And like I said, I think I could follow up a lot on what you just said, but as going from our first launch with Lunar Sky, which obviously everyone knows did not go perfect, but it was a beta, and what we want to go into with the second version of Lunar Sky, and which once it launches, we're just going to call it Lunar Sky. Like after it launches, it's not going to be, it'll be a V2, but essentially that's going to be Lunar Sky, and we want to get it right. We don't want to launch like we did last time and have some problems with it. We're going to launch it, and we're going to launch it right. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to, go into January, February, or even late December. We want to get it out fast. We also want to do quality. We also want to do testing. We also want to get it right. We want it to be, feature rich. We want to have, we want it to be as good as possible for you guys, both design wise and function wise. So some updates I can give you is, so we already have the chains BNB, ETH, and Poly, and we can list in BUSD just like the Evergrow man is. So from what I know right now is we're going to add Avalanche and we're going to add Chronos, which is the Crypto.com NFT chain. We're definitely going to add those two. There are three others that are called Optimism, Cadelin, and Arbitrum. I am trying to get those added also. Don't hold me to those three, but there's the way these work, and I'm not very technical where these work. A lot of them, like with Solana and Cardano, we can't add those right away because they require separate domains, and it takes like months and months in order to add those changes. That's why OpenSea just put Solana on there, I think like last month. It takes a lot to add certain chains. So certain chains you can add, others take some time, and we don't want to wait 2, 3, 4 months just to add a couple other chains on there. However, after we get these initial chains added and we get it launched to you, that'll be in our second phase. We want to get Solana, we want to get Cardano in there. We want to give you guys as many choices as possible. But also, why not wasting your time? Like Sam said, we want to make this into the best NFT marketplace and keep building on it. Keep building into, go into, music and real estate and ticketing. And we want to go to all these things. We want to have all these chains on there. So, but we need to be smart about it in which way we go about it. The second thing I want to say is we will have a support chat box on there. The reason it's not on there right now is because we did have a lot of bugs on our last launch. And if we had a bunch of team members on the other side of support chat that weren't devs, there is no way your questions could be answered. The support chat we're going to have on V2, everything will be working fine. Well, at least 99 point. You always should be a bug. I mean, hopefully we won't have any bugs, but people have simple questions. We're going to have a support chat there where people can go and ask questions. Hopefully we'll have videos up by then on how do you mint, how to do this, how to do that. But we'll have a support chat there. It's not there right now because we just have too many bugs, and they wouldn't be able to answer the questions because devs wouldn't be on the other end of that support box. So that's why it's not there right now, but it will be. Another thing also is we're going to have verified users so they can bulk upload their collections. Now, here why is just anyone can bulk upload. We obviously have learned over the past year, and with other projects have done this, have had this happen to them too, is they get attacked by bad actors. If we allow bulk upload just to everybody, can you imagine if people just get on there and start bulk uploading thousands, hundreds of NFTs that are, just unacceptable and just taking up space, taking up the whole pages that are just not right for the page. So we're going to be able to control from the back end who can bulk upload and who cannot. So we're going to set up a process of where you can come to us and, we can, vet you out and make sure you're an absolute project and you're a collection. And then you can bulk upload your 10,000, 15,000, whatever NFTs through whatever means you can. And that'll be a back end thing we can control. So those are the major updates on V2. There are a lot more I don't want to say yet, but just know that we are working hard on it. We know that you guys expected a little bit more last time, and this time we are listening to you guys. We are taking every single note. Don't think we don't see it. We're going through every line. We're going to go through every step. Even though Sam penny pinches, like he just said, he is, willing to spend the money, just like before, on making these utilities great. But these are steps you have to take in order to get to the big place. And this is going to happen, with a lot of our utilities, except we will never launch a utility like we did on last time with as many bugs. We will make sure that doesn't happen again. I want to make sure that we've all talked about it as a team, and it will not happen again. Something I wanted to throw back to you, Sam, and maybe you can answer this. And I've had a lot of questions on this. Is and I know the answer to this. We always talk about it as a team. Is you said the other day, you're a glad creator, creator. We pushed it back so many months and everything, and people are like, "Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why didn't you just release it? Why didn't you work on it?" Well, I think you can maybe talk to this some more. Is things change in crypto so fast that you have to keep adapting, and the whole world you have to keep adapting, and things change, like the metaverse idea that you walked into a room and it was all over the it was like a little museum, and then another idea appeared that was even better than that one. So can you talk a little bit about stuff changing over the year and why it's changed, and those conversations behind the scenes?
Yeah, I mean, look, crypto moves so fast, but beyond that, technology moves so fast. And we got to still remember we are a small company. We're not a top 100 tech company with $5 billion sat in cash to employ 2,000-3,000 people. We are a startup company trying to firstly not run out of money and then trying to build a very ambitious roadmap. So we focus on the most essential elements in terms of budget. We were in survival mode with the bear market. Our budget. Remember, the marketing wallet is paid exactly the same way as rewards are paid. So everyone who says to us, our rewards are really low at the moment. Why haven't you built a multi-million-dollar ecosystem yet? The answer is exactly the same as why your rewards are low, because we weren't getting any revenue whatsoever from the incredibly low volume. I mean, at one point, the entire crypto market volume in DeFi had fallen 95%. So we can't be spending, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month when we're that low. Thankfully, we planned ahead. We always had loot crate timing in mind, and now we're well funded. During the time that's delayed, we've seen evolutions in technology. We've seen evolutions in social media, and we've basically learned to adapt and move, and now we can move quickly. So we don't expect months and months to pass by without progress anymore, because we can afford to move quickly now. We made it very clear that we couldn't afford to move quickly without risking the future of the project in terms of solvency. There are sadly many cryptos out there now who, whether you know it or not yet, have run out of money. They've rushed to get utilities launched in a terrible market just so they could say they'd launched utilities. There was no traction behind people actually using those utilities, so there's no revenue for them, and now they've got no money left. Like, I know it was painful for you guys to have to wait with me saying, please, like, I think there's a storm coming, guys. Like, we're not going to throw our money. This was way back in January, where I was saying, let's just hold off a minute. I'm a little bit concerned about where these markets are going, and now we've
I was
seen.
I was one of the people. I was
Of
one of the people
course.
that I was one of the people that went to you and said that. And now that I'm in the position I'm in, I go back and look at the books and see how much money it cost to do all that, and we would have been broke,
Yeah,
by now, by then.
we wouldn't have
Before.
and it wouldn't have helped the price. When the entire market is falling, spending 100 grand on a billboard in Times Square does not help your project, because you see that the price results are the same. The way to help your project is to plan, to think about the markets. Look, I have an advantage in that I've been managing investment portfolios as a professional for more than a decade. So I'm used to studying markets, macroeconomics, etc. So I had an advantage. I appreciate that. I appreciate that I can't expect everybody to always understand the decisions that I'm making. But the markets have fallen 28%. I'm talking about the major global markets have fallen 28% since I said maybe there's a bit of a concern ahead with the markets. We need to slow down a little bit. The crypto market has fallen hugely. Between sort of 70 and 95%. So listen, the reality is we've weathered the storm, and now the markets won't affect us. We can build brilliant things now without, I'm not saying without worrying about money, but we can build brilliant things now without the limitations that we were under, and we can begin marketing them. And I also feel, like I said, I study the macroeconomics, I study the markets, I study the wider picture, not just DeFi. And I'm more confident now about the timing of bringing everything out. So I'm happy where we are. I'm very, very happy where we are. And it's been incredibly stressful to hold back all this time and wait for us to be in a position where we can really move forward. So, and in that time, things have evolved. And sometimes when you take a deep breath and you look at something in hindsight, If Crater had been live all this time, we would have been making changes and improvements to it to get to where we want to launch. But now that we know where we would want to be, the essence behind Crater is we just want to make it incredibly intuitive, easy to use, simple. The back end of Crater that we've built already, we kind of built 70% of Crater. The back end was over complex. We've learned stuff from how Twitter have managed to monetize people's accounts. So we're learning from the market leaders. Absolutely. I will open my hands up and say I look at competition all the time and say what can we steal off them, to put it bluntly, not in a bad way. What can we take from them and make slightly better, make it our own, and benefit our holders? So that's why we're evolving the complexities of Crater into something that hopefully is far easier to use, more intuitive, but offers everybody everything they need.
Okay, we're going to take questions. Cody, are you there? I don't know if you're still there or not. I don't know if we have any questions or not, but if anyone has any questions, Cody is going to bring you up. Go ahead, Cody.
Well, I am here. First thing I would like to say, though, first, I just want to touch back on the current state of Luna Sky as you know it. It is a beta, of course, as we all are aware. And one thing I would like to say about that is to all the creators who have reached out and submitted support requests, through the Luna Sky DMs, thank you so much for being patient. Sincerely appreciate how kind and respectful and courteous you've been to those of us that have been addressing your messages. Sincerely appreciate your patience with us. Myself, Frank,
Yeah.
and Mario's community leader are the ones that you're predominantly communicating with in those DMs. It is our goal to be your advocate. It is our goal to ensure that you get the support you need directly from that higher tier action that's required. The issues that you're submitting through those DMs clearly are all the results of being in a beta, which, again, that's where we are with it. And those things are not necessarily how to's. They do require higher tier action. So it's been our goal to ensure that you get timely support from those developers directly. So again, thank you so much for being patient with that. Everything you send in there, every day you send a message, I can personally guarantee you get a response from us within what I don't think anyone really ever has to wait too terribly long. And if you do, you let me know personally. Okay.
Cody, something I left out here in my notes. I want to personally say, me and Sam have actually talked about this behind the scenes. We actually want to, personally thank you, Frank, Marios, have been in those DMs with the devs, working day in and day out, fixing the bugs for the people, addressing their concerns back and forth. And it has been nothing short of extraordinary of what you guys have done. And I think the entire community appreciates what you guys have done. And it is not seen like right out in front of what you're actually doing, but it is so important. I can't think of the word. It's that important, and we thank you so much, you, Frank, Marios, and all the devs for being there and being there for the Evergrow community and answering those bugs as fast as possible and getting them fixed so we can get Luna Sky up and running so they can go ahead and sell and do everything they wanted. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we're here for, everybody. We're all, in this together. Community members, staff, all of us alike. We are all have the same interests at heart here. Every one of us. It doesn't matter if you're Sam or if you just bought your first DGC. We all do have and share the same interests here. So we're here for you. And again, thank you for your patience. It is our goal to ensure you get the support you needed there. This is a beta. There are going to be things that functionally, as you have experienced, are just not there right now and or not functioning correctly. We need to know those things. But I will tell you this. In regard to once we move beyond the beta, as many like to call it, the V2, right, which is coming, we're not going to launch that without the things that you expect. That's a fact. And I'll go ahead and leave it at that. I'm not going to set finite expectations too much. We're happy to also answer some questions, of course. I will kind of preface this by telling you that some of the questions you may have, we may or may not be able to answer, and there may be varying reasons as to why. Okay. So I just want to put that out there. Because some things, of course, we may not be able to divulge that information to you yet. There may be other things that, just being transparent, we need to look into for you. So we're happy to have that. I also want to just go ahead and present our community manager, Rocket. Rocket is an extremely experienced NFT platform user. He is very well versed in using NFT platforms as a creator. Okay. So he has probably been the most beneficial, I think, direct tool for myself, Frank, and Marios when it comes to testing. Marios as well. Marios is one of the community leaders. You might have interacted with him through the Luna Sky DMs or in Telegram, where his home base is. So Rocket is here, and I'd actually like to bring you up. Rocket, say hello. How are you doing? And tell us any of your thoughts about the things you've experienced, you've seen be rectified thus far with the current state of Luna Sky, stuff like that. Hello. Come on down.
Howdy, howdy. Can you hear me?
Howdy. We got you loud and clear.
Hey, awesome. Yeah, so I guess I just want to second first off what Paul was saying. Man, just the support from you guys has just been amazing. It really has been.
Thank you. No problem. And I'll say this to Paul, mention this though, and I'll reiterate one last point about it. On the full version that is launched, there will absolutely be a nice, pretty little box that you'll be able to click and send a support message, and we'll get instant support about whatever you need on the platform. That'll be there. There we go.
Sweet. Yeah. One other thing, it's really been pretty remarkable, just the adoption from the community. Just every day you're seeing folks posting up new collections. And of course, we have the creator core working behind the scenes. You know who you are, that are helping to support everybody along the way here. It's been an experience. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've thought about this so many times because since we interact with all of you so much in those DMs, I'm just amazed at how many of you are in there, how many of you are utilizing the platform, even in its current state as a beta, and it's just very humbling. So, I mean, I think that's the best word I've got for it. It's just very humbling how many people are there using it and obviously being patient with understanding that, hey, we're addressing these things. Sure, maybe this should have been there at launch, but it wasn't. This is a beta. Thanks for bringing it up. Let's look into it for you. What are some things, Rocket, that you personally
Hey, Cody.
Yeah.
I hate to
go
cut
ahead.
you off. We got about 15, 20 minutes left. I think we get some questions real quick. Hate to cut you off. I don't know if you saw the time or not. I know we get lost in just talking up here. So
let's bring them up. Let's do it.
Yeah, I got a couple of them up. Jordovich, do you want to go first?
Sure. Thanks for having me, guys, and thanks for the update. My question was, it's very common for startup companies to, not be profitable for, many years, even given that with the utilities, it's kind of the net profits going to BB&B. Can you comment on what we can expect for investors in terms of, for the net profit margin? And obviously that will change over time, but, for every dollar revenue with Luna Sky, what we could expect for those profits?
Well, look, the truth is, there's no public information on this. And I say that because, as I said, OpenSea are a private company. So for us to anticipate profits is actually very difficult. The reason for that is obviously server costs, customer service fees, et cetera, are an essential part of running a large marketplace. So it's just too early for us because we need to, in order for us to start, startups also don't make estimates on net profits before they have some data to back them up. So as a startup, our aim is to get the product to market and to build it, and then once we can start studying the data. So by data, I mean if we have 50,000 users and an average of, let's say, 500,000 sales a month, how much does our server cost? How much does our customer services cost? If I started creating numbers for that, the truth is everybody in this space knows I would just be making them up. There's no publicly listed company where we can find that information. OpenSea and all these others are very private. They don't share that information, so we can't study the existing markets. We just have to learn to evolve with them. So at this stage, we're unable to do that. Once we have a real world product and we have several months of data, that's the point where we can start making predictions on in terms of the finances. Obviously, we wouldn't be doing it if we weren't confident that the model had been proved. We know that marketplaces are profitable. We know that that's been proved, but what we can't see are the actual numbers. So for me to start making predictions on what our net profits are, what our margins will be, etc., would be pie in the sky stuff, and I don't think it would be very genuine for me to start putting those numbers out to the community at this stage.
Okay, Evergrow, Steve, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Thank you so much. I just want to say I appreciate all the hard work everyone's putting in, the team and the people behind the scenes, and more importantly, the positive attitude that you guys have every day. I don't know how you guys do it with just the long hours and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. My question is related to the abstract. I kind of brought it up in the last kind of Twitter space that we had, and it was related to how are they going to handle Lucro? Are they going to be essentially like a centralized exchange where they're given a certain amount of tokens to work with for buys and sells, or how is that going to work? Thank you.
No, we're going to, thanks very much for the question. Thanks for the spaces you run, and we really appreciate it. Really great member of our community. So we're going to integrate Lucro as a payment option throughout the abstract. So the ultimate aim will be people can pay for everything with Lucro. Lucro and the abstract are working on partnerships, obviously, where we have to find solutions for partners who want to be paid in fiat or at least want to have guarantees. We're already working on ideas behind the scenes where effectively someone could pay for something in Lucro and there could be an instant kind of conversion within a smart contract to provide, say, a food delivery company, for example. They're going to want a stable coin return to them because they can't risk their margins. So we're working on solutions for this. But any crypto related stuff, we can effectively put in wallet connect options throughout the abstract, or people can just connect when they come in. We can have direct buy buttons, we can have swaps, we can have all of the normal ways for people to be able to get Lucro on there. It's not about giving them a big pot of Lucro. It's about people coming onto the abstract and buying Lucro so they can use it within the ecosystem. The other thing is there are going to be sponsors and advertisers within the ecosystem, and we've already discussed about how they will be giving away Lucro as prizes, so they will have to buy Lucro from PancakeSwap so that they can give away Lucro prizes. Remember, it's a gaming platform. I think a lot of people forget that it's a gaming platform first and foremost, so there can be tournaments organized where the prizes will be Lucro. Tournament sponsors will have to go to PancakeSwap. This isn't about us, sending them from the treasury. We want volume. We want tournament organizers to say, look, we're sponsoring this tournament, and as part of the sponsorship agreement, we're going to buy, X number of Lucro from PancakeSwap, and we're going to give out, 50 prizes or whatever it might be. That's great for volume because it produces volume when they buy those tokens from PancakeSwap, produces more volume when they pass them on. The one thing we're not going to be doing with Lucro is exempting any wallets from taxes. It's only 1% tax. So it's 2% all in if somebody buys and transfers it. That's how you guys benefit from Lucro. So we certainly wouldn't be doing any exempting in terms of taxation on Lucro. So that's the short answer. That this integration is going to take place in stages. The basic first integration will obviously be when Lunar Sky VR goes live on the abstract, and people can be shopping for NFTs that have been listed in Lucro, etc. And then we've got lots of other stages of implementation to go. So you're just gonna basically find ways to spend Lucro throughout the platform.
Let me piggyback off that real quick, short and sweet here. Something that's asked a lot, I want to put out there is Lucro will be integrated into Luna Sky's full launch. So its V2 version will have Lucro integrated for listing and purchasing NFTs. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, I think maybe I missed saying that. I guess I guess in my mind I expected everyone to know that was happening, but I shouldn't expect that. So good catch there. That's why we're a good team.
Also,
that, Cody.
it's Polygon that will be one of the chains, not Poly. So just one other little thing to clarify. It's got some people asking, so we're good.
Okay, yeah. Call Matic.
Who's next?
Matic Poly, yeah. One thing I wanted to piggyback off Sam is I've been in these meetings with the Abstract and Lucro, and like, oh my God, I'm very excited. The partnerships that they got set up, Sam spoke on one of them. If you can dissect that, wow. B. Larson, go ahead.
Thanks, guys. Just first of all, Cody Black, appreciate you. Even small problems, just right on top of those. Most of mine have been small that he's addressed, but I really appreciate his help and everybody else involved in this team. Been a holder for over a year now and just couldn't be happier. So I want to preface it with that. Also, not looking for financial advice, just kind of a question about EGC itself and like what we see in the roadmap, or obviously price is price and the markets are the markets, and I think anyone who is worth anything in this understands what's happening right now, and we're all kind of hoping that, as Sam kind of alluded to earlier, we may be close to the bottom. But when we talk about the future of Evergrow and volume, rewards, and even the price, outside of utilities, right, and the volume that will be driven to buyback and burn, are there other efforts that you think will also contribute to seeing a rise in Evergrow price?
So first of all, like the first part where you were thanking Cody there, I want to emphasize something that I think is going to help our utilities to compete with the global utilities, is that even at this stage as a small project, we have a customer services team that are beyond anything in crypto. There is not a single project out there that dedicates anywhere near as much resource as we do to customer services. We are building a chat button into an NFT marketplace where people can get basically instant customer support. I don't see like multi-billion-dollar companies trying to do that. If you've ever tried to deal with Twitter customer support, it's a complete and utter nightmare. They don't care. These giant corporations do not care. This is why we're going to build into, let's just use Lunar Sky as an example. We're going to build Lunar Sky into a global NFT community. And we're going to do that because we care. We care about investors. We care about crypto. We care about the market that we're building. We care about communities. And we've proved that for the last year. Do these other organizations care about anything more than their corporate board and their shareholders? You guys are our shareholders, obviously, so it's different. But I don't believe that social media users or users of major NFT platforms are looked after at all. I think they're just seen as like cattle. Oh, we've got 10 million users, we've got 100 million users, so one user doesn't matter. I think our customer services will just continue to grow, and I think that is part of the reason where the word will get around that people using our utilities are getting a good customer experience. So I think that's essential. In terms of asking us where beyond.
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
I hear you. We hear you both.
In terms of, I mean, where beyond can we create value beyond trying to build the best ecosystem in crypto and being, as far as I can see, the only project who are making sure that all benefits are returned to holders? I don't really know what more we can do, to be honest. I mean, we have come out there with transparency on an unprecedented level, while other cryptos are doing all sorts of things behind the scenes, and we are building what I believe is a unique and very powerful roadmap. I look at so many projects that are just purely focused on providing specific services to their current holders, and this isn't a criticism, but this is why we aren't doing this. Endless dexes, endless wallets, endless swaps, all of this stuff. Only a handful of them are ever going to be used by anybody. Whereas we're saying to ourselves, right, well, look, we're building an NFT marketplace. We get it. There's a few around, but we have a really good starting point with a big community. But we also have a very specific plan to build into corporate partnerships with real estate, with ticketing. That's how we want to make our NFT marketplace more valuable. The profits for which, if 1% of the profits from OpenSea were being sent to Evergrow, buyback and burn right now, we'd be worth 10 times where we are now. So, if 10% of OpenSea's profits were being sent to our buyback and burn, we'd be worth, billions of dollars right now. So, I think our roadmap answers the question of what are we doing to add value to the holders. Right now, the price the price is down. We get it. We're all holders of Evergrow as well. We're all in the same boat here. We know what we're building. We're confident in our vision, so we're okay with the price being down. It's not nice, but we're okay with it. We can live with it. And I really believe that from here, the only way we can go is forwards. We are in just such a healthy position. If we can just make one of our utilities successful, in terms of maybe if we can be 10% the size of the market leader for one of our utilities, then we can produce enough buyback and burn to substantially increase our market cap just alone. So with all the things we have in place to basically generate, Lunas, the magic of Lucro is once Lucro is within ecosystems, once it's owned, once it's being traded, once more people know about it, once it's in the abstract, once it's in all these places, that's kind of a passive. It's another layer of passive buyback and burn that kind of takes care of itself, just another layer on top of everything else we're doing. So I don't really know how to say what we're going to do beyond what we've shared. I think what we've shared is already the best plan in our space right now. That I'm saying that without any modesty, because I believe that to be the case, and I believe it's the best plan because we are telling people how holders can benefit from our success. I'm sure there'll be lots of cryptos making money. And I'm sure lots of companies in the background will be generating revenue, but we're saying, listen, like most of this stuff, this revenue is not even going to leave the blockchain. It's going to go direct to buyback and burn. We're already doing it. You're already seeing it. This isn't going to go into some corporate account and then we decide to use a little bit of it for buyback and burn. We're going to keep it transparent all the way. So I think our roadmap is enough as it is. I think we just have to deliver it.
If I may, really quick, and only because I've got to jet a tad early today, but everyone else will still be here. Thank you, B. Larson, for the kind words, but don't thank me. Thank the whole team. It's everybody. I do want to say, too, to the customer service aspect, it is an integral part of the entire Evergrow ecosystem, and it will always be that way forever. We will always ensure that there is support for everyone that ever needs anything on every platform we have, including the standalone platforms like Luna Sky, Crater, and anything else to come. So that is a huge part of our commitment to the project, not just building utilities and generating revenue. I want to put that out there. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm sorry I got to jet a few minutes early, but I can't wait to listen back and hear some of these last questions. So y'all have a great day. See you out there and see you in the DMs. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Cody. Take care, man.
All right, Cody. I think we have like one question left right now. Can't say your name. Ayush?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's an Indian name, Ayush. Yeah.
Ayush.
So yeah. So thanks for the update, guys. My question is mostly about Luna Sky's focus on the non-art NFT space, because I was quite interested in knowing what the strategy or partnerships in the future would be for the non-art spaces for NFT applications by Luna Sky. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Ayush, for that. So as I said earlier, the first job is to build a viable platform that has a lot of users. Basic things like getting the accounts verified. Good luck with that. But I think Luna Sky, ironically, may end up getting verified before Evergrow. Things like that, just to make sure we are robust, trustworthy. There's some press out there. We're planning all these things behind the scenes. Let's say we get to 50 to 100,000 users. We've got a busy, popular marketplace. It's proven a little bit the test of time in terms of security, etc., etc. That's when we can move to the next level of the strategy. We have already, we keep a lot of stuff hidden until it's ready to talk about. But we have had conversations with major global sports franchises about ticketing. We've made some sort of gentle contacts in terms of real estate for real estate NFTs. But look, the truth is, our focus in the short term has to be to build Luna Sky into a viable NFT minting and trading platform. We have to prove the platform first, but we never take our eye off the long term goal. So there are strategies in the background that we will enact once Luna Sky V2 is proven and busy and being used by people. Because I say this: you only get one chance to approach somebody, a big partner, or a big global corporation. They will give you one chance to present to them. and we want to present to them when we are ready to present to them by going to them, look, we're a very good global NFT marketplace. We have 100,000 users. The platform works well. It's secure. We've not had any issues here, there, and everywhere. Will you entrust us to sell your real estate NFTs? Will you entrust us to sell hundreds of thousands of tickets a week to your events? That's a big step. You don't take that step as a startup, because you go to them as a startup, and they'll close the door on you straight away, and they won't want to waste their time on you again. So we go to them with a little bit of clout, a little bit of reputation. And again, it's just about doing things in the professional, sort of established way, rather than trying to run before you can walk and end up with multiple failures.
And Sam, I wanted to say this also, and something I learned from you early on is that you're trying to not make this a traditional crypto where you're just trying to release utility after utility after utility, hype after hype after hype, and then the utility dies down after two months, and it's never used again except by a handful of people. And yes, we've had delays, we've had mistakes, we've had problems, admittedly, but this is still the first year. It's hard. You can't assume that even if we released a marketplace right now, like even when we released when V2 comes, very, very soon, we're gonna get as many people on there as possible. But you can't expect 1 million, 2 million people on there within the first couple months. It's got to be built up. There's got to be trust, and then it filters out and filters out and filters out from there. And there's a strategic thing that Sam has behind this that he wants to implement in doing this. And it got to go step by step by step. And you can't do it at the step we're at right now, because you just don't want to take the version we have now to these people, especially at the very beginning. It takes time to do these companies and to make them great. And we're on the first year.
Yeah, and this is not an excuse, but of our first
It's not an
year,
excuse. Yeah.
over 90% of our first year of operations has been in the bear market. So and it's not an excuse. It's just a matter of fact that when your revenue is 95% down, you can't move as quickly as you wanted to. But we've solved that problem now, and we're not going to be affected by markets anymore. But yeah, it's right. Even if we had launched our V1 and it had been absolutely mind blowing and perfect, which unfortunately it wasn't, but we're learning from this, we still wouldn't be able to just go and approach a major sports franchise and say, let's handle your ticketing for you. It's just not realistic. They will not put their trust in a startup, but it doesn't mean it needs to be that far off. You can, if you can do the right thing and the right marketing, you can grow very quickly in crypto. We saw that with Evergrow. Evergrow, we know how to grow stuff. We know how to market. Trust us. We did it with Evergrow. We were one of the top 5 launches of last year in a massive hype year. So we know what we're doing, but we also know about timing, and we know about being sensible and waiting for the time to be right, etc., etc. We are very close to that point now. For me, as soon as V2 is ready, I'm willing to unleash our marketing. I'm willing to push to build in stages, 50 to 100,000 users. Then we aim for 1 million users. Once we get to that kind of level, we're leading the conversation then. Once we get to a point where we can go to a major sports franchise, they're looking at, right now they'll look at us and they'll go, like we think we'll go with one of these big established guys. But if we go to them when we're in that same league, we have 100 times more chance of success. And we will keep going until we get that success. We will get partnerships. We will build Lunar Sky. Simultaneously, we will release Crater. We will go live on the Abstract. We'll do all these things. But it's all about a model that we've only really been able to start moving forward at full pace since the Lucro launch. We've only had the confidence to be able to say, we can expand in these areas, employ more people in the team, expand our management team, etc., etc. We've only been able to do that since the launch of Lucro. It's not been that long at all.
Let's take one more question. We can wrap it up. Larry, you there?
I am. This is my first time speaking in the space. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Just be nice.
The only thing I wanted to say is I didn't get in with Evergrow at the very beginning, and I'm kicking myself for that because I waited in the weeds and kind of look. But what I like most about Evergrow and where this is going, we see a lot of a lot of projects that are doing very well. So I'm not speaking negatively about projects. We've got a lot of projects that are doing very well in a bear market, that are very crypto and, more importantly, blockchain centered. What impresses me about where Evergrow is going with the entire ecosystem is it's an attempt to branch out. And blockchain adaptation as a whole is so limited globally, and the utilities that are being built by Evergrow are attempting to bridge the status quo and bring them into the blockchain. So I'm really appreciative of all the moves that this ecosystem is moving toward, and all the efforts going to making the blockchain and cryptocurrency more accessible to the blue collar folks globally, and making it easier to get involved. And that's all I wanted to say. Kudos to the team for finding a way and looking out and making that bridge possible.
Yeah, thanks, Larry. And we appreciate that, and I think it's just critical to, even from the original design of our contract, to pay our rewards in BUSD rather than native token, or a whole choice of different cryptos and all this stuff. I believe in the mantra of keep it simple. I really do believe in that mantra. And our contract is simple. We reward in a single currency. You don't need to reward in any more than one currency. We're rewarding in the leading global currency. That's easy to spend everywhere on the planet. That's stable, if not incredibly strong, these days. So that's the first element of our bridging. So people can understand that when they benefit from Evergrow, they actually benefit in the real world as well, because they get US dollars. They're not being paid out in a cryptocurrency that they can't necessarily use. So this is about us trying to bridge the real world, where we can reach far more people than the 1% of people in crypto, and it's going to go across the board. This is why we get NFT, we get Lunar Sky established in the world of crypto, but our long-term plans is to bridge outside the world of crypto into ticketing, real estate. It's not just to stay in the NFT market, the traditional market. Creator is going to be something that anyone, whether they're crypto or non-crypto, could just hop in and instantly know how to use the thing. Like the minute you create your account, you're going to go on and it's going to feel safe and familiar. You're going to be able to use it straight away. If you want to utilize crypto within Creator, you can. And I think it's like it's like an entry drug, to crypto. We're going to give people the chance to get a taste of crypto whilst making money for our holders from people in the normal world. Everything that we're doing is intended to knock down the barriers of crypto. And I get it. Yeah, loads of projects. The obvious simple thing to do is just to build crypto focused utilities, to have dexes, exchanges, wallets, etc. I get it, it's fine, but there's going to be far too many of those out there, far too many. And unfortunately, when you have too many options in the market, you tend to find only two or three of them are successful. So we're trying to improve our odds of success by doing things that are just on the bridge between the real world and crypto, so people can enter from both sides. We don't want anyone, we expect obviously in the future people who don't even know what an NFT is, don't even know the concept, to be going, oh, I'm going to buy my tickets for this event. An event can have 50 to 100,000 tickets a week being sold. The potential is unbelievable, and they just happen to be able to go in and use our technology, use our wallet to buy a ticket to an event. They don't even necessarily need to know they're using an NFT, but the events organizers get 1,000 times more benefit by using NFT ticketing. With all the incredible potential of NFT ticketing, they can get sell-on fees as a royalty. So if somebody buys a ticket for $100 from the events organizer, and then that person realizes they want to sell it on to their friend, the organizer could set a commission of 5% into that sell-on and get $5 more. So they're not going to have any issues with people transferring tickets between their friends or selling them. The price history is all there. There's incredible benefits to NFTs, but nobody needs to think, oh, I'm doing this in crypto here. They can pay in fiat for all this. They don't need to buy Bitcoin to buy a ticket. But it happens that the technology is NFT ticketing, and we'll be providing that service. This is why I'm excited about this stuff. Real estate, again, it's all there for the taking. If projects are prepared to step outside the little world of crypto and like the utilities that everybody in crypto is building at the same time, and go, okay, well, how can we make these utilities more sensible for the real world? Like, you don't even want people to necessarily think that they're doing something that's crypto. This is just about blockchain.